Well, thank you both for your opening presentations. With my first question, let's assume we get to 34 states. As we know, the left has for decades now been changing the Constitution simply through fiat. Let's try to speculate for a moment here. Let's say we get to a convention of states. How do you think the left might try to expand or consolidate its power at a convention of states?
Well, they'll try lots of things. I mean, the Wolf Pack is actively working convention of states process to try to get repeal Citizens United. They're never going to get to 34 states, and they don't aggregate. Their application does not aggregate with ours. And so if they get 4 states and we get 30 states, that's not 34. Each application's got to get 34 on its own. But I would expect that somebody is going to stand up and move for a Citizens United kind of amendment at a convention called under our auspices. And if that happens, here's what's going to happen. It's going to be ruled to be non-germane because it's not related to the application. And there's going to be a vote taken on germaneness. 31, assuming the political climate is somewhat like today, there are 31 states that are controlled both houses by Republican. By definition, 34 states had to agree to support our application. So you're going to start with 34 states that have said, we want to limit federal power. Those delegations will be sent with the mission to limit federal power. And let's give them, for the sake of discussion, all 16 of the other states. I don't think they'll get all 16, but let's just give it to them. So they got 16 votes, we've got 34 votes. We win that vote every single time. There is no scenario where 16 beats 34. And so the 34 will elect the chairman. The chairman will rule on germaneness. The 16 states will protest. They'll go out and do post-defeat interviews with CNN, and that'll be that. And we'll move on to the next thing because they simply don't have the votes. Everybody in this room who's been involved in politics more than 2 weeks makes political decisions based on counting votes. If Ted Cruz gets elected president of the United States, and let's say he wants to nominate me to the Supreme Court, I would not go through that process because I can count votes. And I know I can't get confirmed. Why would I subject myself to that when I know I can't get confirmed? And so everybody does that. We count votes, and we need to understand that counting votes is a part of it. And just because they can raise the question doesn't mean they have any chance of winning the vote.
So